All right, and welcome to Cookie's Wicked Wednesdays. You're now on the Strike First Gaming channel, and you are watching Cookie's Wicked Wednesday. Today, we're going back to Virtua Fighter 5 R.E.V.O World Stage. I've been playing a little, but not too much. I want to be honest with my audience here, but I've been enjoying the game when I can. Let's see, I'm going to get myself warmed up and play arcade mode. Make sure I still remember. I'm going to keep it on normal. And I'm going to up the round count. Make it a little bit longer than normal. Okay. So yeah, I'm playing with Pi mostly. I'm enjoying my time with her when I do have time to load this game. I really did enjoy my time at the lag event a couple of weeks back at Manhattan Beach. Very informative, quite the learning experience, and learned quite a bit from several players that really play this game at an elite level. It was entertaining, to say the least. So a little bit of a couple of announcements. Let me beat him in this next round and then I'll get there. There we go. Alright, so a couple of announcements I wanted to make as far as moving forward. Especially with this game. I am enjoying it. I want to definitely create more time to play it. Of course, when you have responsibilities and you're working a full-time job, you have to really be careful how you divvy your time and manage your resources. Now that's something that somebody showed me at the lag event, and I really like that move. Being able to do that side cartwheel with Pi. In the future, I'm going to see what I can invent with that for myself to make her more original. I know that there are specific ways to play characters in this game, especially if you're going to play on a tournament level. What I pride myself on, especially in martial arts gaming in general, is being able to pick a character and make them my own by finding out just about everything that they can do and then try to perform moves that nobody is not doing to kind of confuse people, like what I just did right there. Like, I can't even, I have to figure out how I even did that right now. There we go. I'm so in love with that sidestep that she got going. And then shout outs to GT for showing me that she can continuously do that side switch, which I really like. There it is. I love that cartwheel thing. But, and that she could do, and that it could lead into a parry or reversal. Oh, I wanted to throw her. There we go. So yeah, so more on the subject on making martial arts gaming characters my own. The great thing about this game is that outside of the realism, let me grab her real quick. Ah, Okay. So yeah, outside of the realism, I was able to pick up, and this is an update. I was able to pick up 2 Virtua Fighter strategy guides from the past. So as you know, my home is, oh, I got it perfect. My home is a museum to all retro martial arts gaming, not just retro but current. But I collect a lot of the retro stuff in addition to the memorabilia, the music, the animations, everything. I like to be fully immersed when I'm playing a game because I need to know the purpose as to why I'm even playing with the character. 1/4. And I use that purpose to define how I'm going to become one with the character when I'm playing the video game. As for Virtual Fighter, I happened to go to one of the collector spots here in Las Vegas to pick up some memorabilia just on some other items, and found that in their book section they had 2 strategy guides on Virtual Fighter, one for 3TB, how funny, because that's the game I remember last really playing, and then the first iteration to Virtual Fighter 5. So there's been multiple updates to the strategy guide fighting game manual to 5. So I think there may be like 3 or 4 different books. And of course, we're talking not only just the American ones, but the Japanese ones. And to be truly clear, the Japanese strategy guides, or the fighters' companion books, have way more depth and understanding on how to really control these characters and how to really understand how to play this game well. And since this game is mimicking real-life martial arts, you can only expect but the Japanese strategy guidebooks to really give it, really give you what you need to know. Now, that's not to say that the English strategy guidebooks aren't good. It's just the Japanese have a different take on their literature when they write out their fighter companion books. Oh. Okay, so what I plan on doing in the future, especially with this game, I want to collect all of the strategy guidebooks, both American and Japanese, just to do some more comparisons. And I want to take a look at all of the moves that these characters have. They have so many moves. They have over 150 moves apiece. As the game has expanded throughout the years, and it's something that I've said before, you can see that it's not impossible, but it's challenging to memorize everything. So as I'm still learning how to play this game, here's a couple of more announcements on other games that I'm going to be streaming. I was waiting to see how Chun-Li was going to look like. Oh, he got me. I was looking to see how Chun-Li was going to be looking like in the new City of the Wolves. And she's out and she's playable and she has not disappointed. And in many cases, some believe that she's even better . There we go. I wanted to make sure I defeated him. And in some cases, Chun-Li is doing movements in City of the Wolves that look so much better than Street Fighter 6. Okay. Ha! Ah, he got me. Oh yeah, so back to those updates that I was talking about. So I'm gonna start streaming City of the Wolves. I was waiting for something to really pique my interest in the game, and now that Chun-Li is just looking so well, oh my god, and so wholesome, I love it. In addition to that, SNK has been doing something that I wish Capcom would take a page out of their book for, which is really focusing on cultivating the storylines. You know, that's the reason why a lot of us play these games. Is the stories are captivating and how they mirror so much of real life martial arts and the rivalries between competition and people. And then, of course, my current thoughts right now on the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. Okay, so we're gonna let those credits play through. Oh yeah, so back to what I was saying. I'm gonna start streaming the Fatal Fury City of the Wolves now that Chun-Li has been released, and she looks better than ever. And I kind of skipped ahead and saw her ending. And the one thing I really appreciate about SNK games is that they really make it worth your while to purchase their items and their products, mainly because they give you full story. You can play their arcade mode and their story mode, and they really give you something to look forward to if you're into the mythology and the lore of fighting games. They did a good job giving the crossover story to Chun-Li in this SNK game. She teams up with Blue Mary, and they're trying to figure out some of the remnants of Shadowloo that are operating in Southtown, which is the world of SNK. And then, of course, her and Blue Mary end up fighting Billy Kane. And then it leads into finding out that Mai Shiranui is helping Kid Masters hide from the whole Nashal incident. If you read the Street Fighter 6 comic, then you know. If you know, you know. So yeah, we're still streaming Virtual Fighter. I try to mix it up every Wednesday when I can. Last Wednesday, I did the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. A little bit of it. I did some streaming of Mortal Kombat 5 Deadly Alliance. The 3D collection, technically, what we would want in the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection 2, which is all the 3D games, which is 5 Deadly Alliance, 6 Deception, 7 Armageddon, Shaolin Monks, etc. So yeah, next week we're definitely going to do City of the Wolves. Now on to this Mortal Kombat collection here, because I haven't done a review, but I've watched other people do a review on the game. I'm personally enjoying it because of all of the documentary footage that has never been shown before. I remember back during the early to late 90s. No, late 90s, right. Because Mortal Kombat 3 came out in 1995. So it was more around 97, 98, and 99. They released some documentary footage on the making of Mortal Kombat 3. And they did a whole background on it. And then at the end of the episode, they released like the ultimate code that you could put in the video game to unlock, I think, Noob Saibot or something. It's been a while, but there's been footage before on Mortal Kombat 3 and on TV, no less, as a special. And I believe a lot of that footage, in addition to other unseen footage, was put into the crypt area of the Legacy Collection. As I've come to enjoy Mortal Kombat throughout the years, it has always been the one game that has gotten me competitive, even as a kid. I played Street Fighter before Mortal Kombat, but Mortal Kombat was the one that got me competitive. What do I think about the Legacy Collection? I'll say this now, and I'll also reveal this as well when I'm playing the game again next week, and I'll stream it. I personally enjoy all of the content that they've added because they really try to give us museum-worthy content. I'm aware of Digital Eclipse, and they were honest with the public. They let us know that these are emulated games. This is the emulated arcade ROM of Ultimate 3, except for the WaveNet. The WaveNet version, I think they did something with it. Modified versions of the PlayStation 1 game of Trilogy. So they did certain enhancements. I do think that over time we should get some DLC for quality of life, to change some things, to add enhancements, to really change and eliminate some of the bugs that's in online play, such as the choppy music, the difficulty setting, the JB menu, if you know about that stuff, the secret menus that were in Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3, and Ultimate 3, that long code that you had to put in so you could change the dip switches. They need to work on that, and I think over time that they will. I look forward to my physical release, the physical release of the Legacy Collection, because I already pre-ordered it months ago, and I want my Goro statue. I think and hope that in time they will give us Mortal Kombat 4 Gold, which is for Dreamcast. Now on to Digital Eclipse. I think what they could have done better was that there are people out here that have been emulating these fighting games on MAME and on Final Burn and for Fightcade for years. And I don't know if it was a pride issue, but if they reached out to the hacking community that have been hacking and working on these games to be playable in the dark without having to face copyright infringement, then they could have had even extra help with those that really, really, really have been working on these games forever to make them playable throughout the years. I think their emulation project would have worked even better. One thing that I do appreciate is that the arcade version of Mortal Kombat 2, the music is spot on. It doesn't skip like it did in the arcade collection, a release for PS3. So with that being the case, I'm going to end it there with my my thoughts on the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. When I run the game again, I'll talk about it then. I'll do that. But for now, we'll get into some more Virtua Fighter. I like letting the credits roll. It gives my hand some time to breathe in between sessions. And then I'll play a couple of online matches, see where I'm at. Oh, okay, that's the end of the credits. Oh wait, there's more. Oh wait, yeah, that's the end of the credits. Okay. Okay, let's get some online matches here. Okay. Well, I like that combo. Okay. That's gonna be one of my go-to combos. Mm. Alright, it's still searching for an opponent for me. Okay. Let's see if I should change some stuff about that. We'll up the difficulty. Okay, let's try that now. That should change some stuff. Yes, I'm all about that. With that double knee drop. Okay. Okay, opponent, where are you? I'm looking to face people of higher skill than me that really know what they're doing. And my internet's good, so I shouldn't have any issues getting and fighting somebody online. Alright, I'll give this a couple more minutes, and then I'll go back to story mode or something. Alright. Okay. Let's see who's trying to contact me right now. Oh, I'm doing good. Thank you for joining and watching. I'll respond to the chat right now. 1 second. Let's see here. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna respond. where is my cursor? There we go. Ah. There we go. Yeah, I try to make sure that I respond to the chat when I can. Sorry about that, y'all. I have 3 screens to my computer where I have like the streaming application, the game on one screen, and then of course looking at the chat on another. So I try to make sure that I multitask, look at the chat so I can respond to people in a promptly manner so I'm not so absorbed in the game. Okay, we're gonna get to that. Back to arcade again. I don't know why it's taking so long to give me an online match. Oh, hey there. I see you found the channel. I'm so focused I didn't even see you say hello. Sorry, Anton. Alright, I'm going to let these credits play through. Alright, I'm going to go in for a little bit of a commercial break for a couple of seconds. Then we're going to load up a bonus game and play one bonus game before we end the stream for the night.